Welcome to RPTV. I am your host, Jordan Espeseth. Welcome to another episode. On this episode, we have Lance and Christie Taylor. Guys, welcome so much to the show.
Thank you for having us.
We're excited to have you. So you guys are going to be the February 2020 Power Couple cover story.
Like it.
Yes. It's got a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
It does.
Yes, thank you.
Well, welcome to the show. We're excited to have you guys on. We're super excited to share your story. We met a long time ago. I don't know, maybe a year at least. I guess it's not a long time, but I've only been here for a year and a half, so a year is a long time.
Yeah.
But we had a great meeting, and I'm super excited that now we're going to be able to share your guys' story. And so tell me a little bit about, I'm very curious, right off the bat, this is a power couple issue. How did you two first meet?
Oh, gosh. It's a story.
Yeah. So I was in school in Fayetteville in Northwest Arkansas, and I'd finished up school and was selling real estate at the time, surprise. And Christie had come in to help her dad on a project for his company. And we met out, the first time we met out was at a piano bar, because we both have a passion for music and going to see music live. It was a brief meeting. And pretty much the second time we met was at my brother's house. Yeah. And he had a house by the stadium, and so always had a lot of people over. And so we were, there was 50, 60 people there, and someone found out that Christie could sing. Actually, I think it's my sister-in-law at the time. And so she rushed downstairs in the basement to grab a guitar, and so she wanted me to play something. So here we were in this living room trying to, with 40, 50 people standing around and trying to figure out what to play.
Requests.
Yeah.
So you run the guitar, she was going to sing?
Yes.
Okay.
And so I don't even remember what we played exactly. But we found a couple songs, and then she opened her mouth, and everyone's like, wow, she can really sing. So I was super impressed. So were 10 other guys that swarmed around her. And so... but that was kind of what started our story, and then we ended up texting about getting together, connecting on a jam session, because I play keyboard too.
Well, he didn't ask for my number that night, and I was like, "What?
Nice
He
move.
didn't ask for my number."
Playing the tough game.
And this,
tough card.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
This
wolves were
is
at the
really
moment, so-
embarrassing, but I called his real estate office because I knew he was at KW in Fayetteville. And this sweet older lady answered the phone, and I said, his name's Lance, but I couldn't remember his last name. And he has a brother named Blair. And she's like, oh, the Taylor brothers. And she's like, yeah, he's actually at an open house right now. Here's his number.
So you got the number.
So I texted him.
What'd you say?
This is true.
I said, it was so nice meeting you the other night. We have to play some music again, like have a jam session,
Mm-hmm.
She made it easy for me, Jordan.
Yeah,
And then I left it up to him.
Yeah, she
I
totally
left it
did.
up to him.
And then you hit it down the fairway. I like it.
That's it.
Yeah, I love it.
And we've been together ever since. She at that time she came from Nashville to visit her dad and was staying short term. She was going to go back to Nashville where she was singing and she had a job and was performing at that time. But anyway, we ended up living in Arkansas for a short period of time and then came to Dallas right after that.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what was your maiden name?
Done.
Dunn, that's
Yes.
right. Yes.
Christie, done.
Christie Dunn.
yeah.
Christie Taylor. So did you do anything special for the proposal, or was it just like you woke up one morning and...
So I'm an Arkansas boy. All we know how to do is go hang out on the lake, hang out in nature. So we came back for was it not 4th of July? It was your
It was my
birthday.
yeah.
In June of that year, and I took her out on the boat. We were just going to hang out, and so I had it all set up where my buddies were going to shoot fireworks off the dock. They're going to video this, and I was going to pull the boat up in front of the dock. And slip the ring, get down on one knee, and
Which was hard to pull off because it's hard to surprise me. Like, it's very hard. I had no idea.
Wow.
And he's like, hey, I know you want to learn how to drive the boat. I'm going to take you to learn how, but his family all was still on the dock. And I was like, okay, cool. And then when we pulled back, he was like, oh, well, let's stop here for a minute. The sunset was going down. He's like, let me take your picture. And then he got down on his knee, and I'm like, of course, start crying.
Oh, yeah.
It was really sweet. his dad's shooting fireworks off.
It worked out.
He
yeah.
actually did.
Yeah, exactly.
Just throwing them.
It
Was your
was
heart?
really
Was
cute.
it the heart just going? Was it?
It was going, yeah. I mean, it was. I knew the plan. She didn't. So
I did.
you know, it was. I was wondering if they're going to shoot the fireworks off on time. You know, it's going to come together. Or it's going to be a giant flop. You know.
But it worked.
It worked.
Yeah. And here we are.
She said yes.
Here we
so.
are.
So you said yes, and so you said when did you guys move to Dallas?
In 2009.
So when did you propose?
I proposed in 2008.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got married in January of 2009, and we moved in August to Dallas.
Yes.
Okay.
We didn't spend much time. No, that's all.
And you moved here were you guys gonna go right into real estate?
No, so at the time, you know, I was still had my license, but I took a short stint in international business. So I had joined up with, you know, an LED lighting company, and I was doing working on the international business side. I wanted to travel, and I was concerned that I was going to get locked down in Arkansas for the rest of my life in real estate, and so I wanted to just try something else out. And so I did that for a couple of years. And so I have my license. Both my brothers actually are licensed in Northwest Arkansas. So I had referrals continuing to go, you know, out to them. And I was doing product development in Asia. So I'd go spend 2-3 weeks at a time and work on the product development side and then come back to the U.S.
DFW was a good central hub for travel and the company, and
Yeah.
so everything got moved here.
So
the
LED lighting. So
Initially, the focus was, you know, early in 2008, 2009, it wasn't developed very well. LED lighting was, you know, backlit displays and smaller LEDs. And so it transitioned from backlit displays that they use with like beverage companies, and it moved into general purpose lighting of what you see now.
Gotcha.
So now it's more of an industrial focus.
gotcha. Okay.
So we still have ownership in that company, and still ongoing. But of course, our focus is in real estate.
Are you pretty hands off with it for the most part?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you guys, so I know you have that. Do you have? Is there another something you got your hands in? Not just real estate, not just LED. You got something else?
Yeah.
right?
So
Always.
we have
Always.
we have a concierge business as well that we're more on the silent partner side, but it provides for home buyers and renters a free service to set up their utilities, you know, set up services that they're going to need for the home, and it helps shop the lowest rates in the area. And so the design is to simplify that process for
Yeah.
someone who's moving. There's so many things you're juggling as you're trying to make a move, and then you have a timeline push out on a contract. You got to reset everything back up. So this service takes care of 100% of that for the
I love
clients.
that. What's the name of that?
It's called Citizen Home Solutions.
Citizen Home Solutions.
It's local here in Dallas, but we operate nationwide. We service buyers and sellers nationwide.
Gotcha. Okay. I think it's a genius idea. Yeah.
It works great, and like I said, the best part's free, you know,
Yeah.
for consumers. So, and of course, the funding comes from the backside with the vendors that we connect with
100%.
and provide services.
Yes.
So, being a bulk buyer of those services too, we can give much better values to the clients. So,
Yep. It's a genius idea.
It wasn't my idea, but
I know. You can't take credit for it, right?
Exactly.
Just like I can't take credit for real producers, but I wish I could. So you a little bit on you. So you were born in Nashville?
No, I was actually born in Lexington, Kentucky.
Ah.
And I moved pretty much every 2 years of my life up until after I graduated high school and moved to Nashville.
Military parents?
No, my dad was in retail. He was a buyer with a company called Mercantile, which actually got bought out by Macy's.
Okay.
And then we moved to Arkansas. He was an international vice president for Walmart. So got moved to Arkansas 6th grade.
Wait,
yeah.
Walmart is based, like it
Out of
started in
Bentonville.
Arkansas, right?
Yeah.
Is it Fayetteville?
Bentonville.
which is
Bentonville.
Yes,
30 minutes
just
from
north
Fayetteville.
of Fayetteville.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Is it like, was it first store out there?
Yes.
So is it
Yes.
like a museum or is it
Yes.
it is a museum,
The Walton's
right?
Five and Dime on the square. It's really cool.
So your
And
dad was what was he with Walmart?
He was a vice president with the international side when international first started developing. So he traveled all over the world and opened up stores and developed stores in different countries.
Wow.
So it was pretty
Busy
cool.
man.
Yeah, he was busy.
So you grew up and did you pursue singing and that world at all?
Singing was always my passion. I've sang since I was little. But definitely during high school and after I knew that's what I wanted to do, I was like, I'm going to Nashville, I'm going to sing. And I had some connections there, so I knew like I'm going to put myself all in to singing. And I did, and it was a lot of fun, and I got to travel and do some USO stuff with Wayne Newton, which, you know, everyone's like, Wayne Newton is...
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun.
So how long were you in Nashville for?
So I went there in 2002 and came back in 2007.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you spend all your time, what is it? Is it Broadway? Is that the main street in Nashville? Is that what it is?
Broadway, Music Row,
Yep.
all that area. I didn't live downtown, but yeah, I was down that way a lot and writing and singing and
That's
all
awesome.
that fun stuff.
That's awesome. So you would go do shows and you would perform in Nashville, but you would go around and actually perform as well?
Yes, and I was a spokesperson for a karaoke company, and so would travel and sing and demo the mic for big stores like Costco and Target, Sam's Club, Kmart.
So you'd go do, like, you'd go to bars or you'd go to different venues and do that, or you do it actually at, like,
At
Costco?
the corporate offices.
Oh, really?
Yes, so the buyers would understand the product and then want to put it in their stores. And then
Interesting.
once we had tests in their stores, I would travel to the different main stores and hire talent to sing and demo this product during busy times like Christmas and whenever American Idol was huge at that time, so everyone was like, oh my gosh, we have to have this microphone. It had all the songs you could ever think of on this thing. And yeah, so I did that for about 3 years. It's fun.
So you guys are musical. You love to play guitar. Do you play any other instruments?
So I started on piano, and so
Okay.
I play keyboard. I was in a band in college, you know, and
What was the name?
What
What was the name of the band?
well, we were the Cheap Shots, and then a Bright Shade of White. So
A Bright Shade of White?
yes, so you know we had some good times. I was working and going to school and playing in the band at that time, so it was a busy time. Kept me
Yeah.
out of trouble, but it was more for just having a good time, just going out and having fun.
So do you guys still, I mean, you guys have a passion for it. Will you pick up a guitar and play every now and then? Will you sing every now and then?
We try to.
Yeah.
Things get really busy.
This is her stress relief, is going and singing, and
Yeah.
so she's.
I'm great in the shower, by the
Yeah.
way. I
Hey,
sound great.
all
So
about
you set a recorder on
that
that.
echo.
Yeah. The acoustics are
It's all
awesome.
about the
Amazing.
acoustic.
But we work a lot too, and to service clients, so we don't make as much time as we should, I would say, at this
Yeah.
point. And we've got 2 young girls that keep us busy too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I think the next phase of our really connecting in music is getting the girls into it.
Sure.
Yeah.
And getting them involved
Definitely.
too. So that's on the radar.
I
in the
love
future.
it. So you guys moved here. You did the LED. You got into real estate kind of full time. When was that? Like 2012-ish around
Yep,
here?
2013
Okay.
is when I was licensed in Dallas. I had my license in Arkansas and
Okay.
ended up going inactive there to start it up here. So
Okay.
Christie was 2011.
I started getting my license in 2011. Kennedy, our first daughter, was a baby. And I've always enjoyed real estate, and his whole family is in real estate. So every time we're around, we're talking real estate, and I'm like, I need to get my license. This is like, it would be so much fun. And
Well, Christie
he pushed me into doing it too, because he's like, yeah, I think you would enjoy it. You would really like it.
so when we moved here, she would drive neighborhoods at lunchtime in their
Yeah.
previous job, and she would be driving neighborhoods for an hour every lunch day. And that's what she enjoyed doing.
Literally,
And
I
for fun.
loved doing that.
She started telling me about this.
And I'd
I'm like,
call him, I'd be like, oh, you got to hear about this new community going in, blah, blah, blah. He's like, you need to do this for real.
Yeah.
Not just
Yeah.
on
I'm
your
like,
lunch
"You've got a knack
break.
for it." She remembers everything she sees in terms of neighborhoods, and so it became like a hobby initially, and yet it really served her very well in the early years of real estate. 'Cause
Yeah.
she knew it very well. She knew
Absolutely.
the locations. So
I love it. So that was 2000. So you guys both kind of hopped into right away together as a team type thing.
no, so I was still traveling internationally.
Okay.
Kennedy was born. Our oldest was born in 2011.
Yep.
And she was doing real estate full time, and I was traveling. It became very challenging when she was pregnant with our second. I'm traveling, and she's taking care of a 1-year-old, 2-year-old at the
And
time,
clients and
clients and all
showings
the challenges. So I said, well, I'll get my license and help, with that. So I did that, got my license, was going to support her, and then we just realized that for our family, I needed to be home more. We needed to have a transition to.
And secretly, he really missed it.
Yeah. And I saw she was having a lot of fun.
Loved it.
Yeah. And so she was building new relationships and connecting, and the downside of traveling a lot is you're constantly gone. So we didn't have the ability to build couple relationships and just community relationships. And so we talked about it, and as our second was being born, I decided to go full time into real estate at that time to be available to and home for the family.
And so 2 girls, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
2 girls, and names are
Kennedy's our oldest, and Presley is our youngest.
Kennedy and Presley. Is that like an Elvis Presley thing because of the no?
I
No,
wish I could say.
Okay.
But no.
because Geneva is all about high performance vehicles, and she wants a dog named Enzo, which is based off Enzo Ferrari.
I like that.
Yes,
And
love
so
that.
I thought
Love
maybe
that.
music,
Yeah,
Presley,
But yeah, I could say that.
Yeah.
Elvis.
So you guys started working together. I know you guys have had an amazing, I suppose it's been 7 years, 8 years almost.
Yeah.
I'm curious, so you guys have done very well. What do you guys like about working together? And I'm curious to what are some of the challenges, because I would imagine there's also some challenges that come with that. So if you're brave enough, I don't know, maybe she starts, I don't know. But what do you guys love about working together? And then what are some of the things that are tough about it?
Honestly, like everyone, this is one of the number one questions we get, like, how do you guys work together? We really, honestly, like Lance is my best friend. Like, we love working together, and his skill sets are very different than mine, and so we're very much a yin and yang. Lance is definitely the visionary and production, to where I'm the opposite. I really love marketing and all the other stuff that comes along with running and owning a team. So.
Teaching, training, marketing. Christie's very skilled in those areas, and she's very skilled in production too. So more recently we've kind of divided those tasks up, and we came from a background where we're on another team and very busy together, both in full-on production.
Very busy.
And it was very challenging for a balance for our family as well, just to constantly be going. And so as we transitioned, we decided to have maybe kind of a foreground and a background support, and Christie's extremely talented at that. And of course, now as we have other agents on our team and joining, she's very instrumental in their support, helping growing them up and grooming them to be an agent, because she knows all the skill sets. So
That's great. Yeah, you guys complement each other well.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
So in terms of the challenges, I think it's just running a family and splitting time.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out how to maximize the time that we do have.
Yeah.
But typically, I think it works really well.
Yeah.
So
It's a fine line of balancing, like, not everything business and still having fun, like, just as a couple, and like when we were dating, so not just talking about real estate, but
Having other interests.
yeah, absolutely.
Like playing music.
Like playing music.
Yep. It's very easy to have it consume your life, where you focus on it and take care of it, because we both really enjoy it too. We enjoy people and the service side of what we do. So we're still working on the cutoff times and the family times and blending all that together.
Are you guys pretty with your schedule, very precise about how the day looks and?
We try to be, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with the team, we want to have that consistency of times that we get together as a team and what they can expect from us and where we're going to be. The process of what she works, she has to be able to float a lot and cover a lot of different areas. And so I think it's still kind of a work in progress to perfect,
Plug holes where I need to.
Yeah. So tell us a little about that. So you guys started in 2012. How did you start? You started on a team, and then now tell us kind of what that led to now. I know you guys have your own team, so kind of what's the makeup of it? How did it start? How did it get to where it is? Where's it going?
Yeah.
Let's hear that.
So we started out as buyer agents. Both of
Yep.
us did.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the great thing about working with buyers is they're always happy.
Yes.
People are really excited. It's something new they get to do. They get to buy a house. Really wonderful, like just being able to service people that are excited. And so as we're kind of growing and transitioning, I think the challenge is you kind of have some limitations at some point of how many people you can work with. And so as we were trying to work through that and figure out how to get some time back for the family too, we had decided that it would be, in our best interest to find a way so we could, do some more leveraging of our time. So hiring some staff and, also working on the listing side, more in particular, I've got more focus on that side. And so it allowed us to kind of influence and control our time a little better.
Sure.
And so that was the initial kind of birth of the team and really trying to create a culture around, what we enjoy.
Yeah.
And so we've really been able to attract some wonderful people on the team, some of them being family.
Yeah.
And so we just, I think as that continues to grow, we want, we're faith-based as a team. I think we're really focused on service and supporting the community. So we really try to, ingrain that into what we do with our clients, get them involved as well. And then we just like to find fun people to work with and kind of continue to work in that direction. Life is short. Work with people that are fun.
And how many do you guys? What's the team look like right now? How many do you have? What's the makeup of it?
So we're a team of 11.
Okay.
Currently,
I checked when we met last time, which was like a year ago. It was 8. So
I know. So
growth.
growth is happening. So we've got 3 that are on the admin support side, excluding Christie, and then we have 8 licensed agents.
Okay.
So Christie's she's on both sides there. So 6 other agents and me on the production side.
Okay.
And so 2 of the agents focus on listings, and the other 5 focus on buyers at this point.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. And
Yeah.
so you guys have, it's a pretty decent sized team. Looking forward, do you guys see that growing? Because you guys are KW Frisco Stars.
But we're in Plano.
Plano, sorry.
Yes.
KW
Close.
Plano.
Yes.
And are you guys going to follow kind of that? I know KW's got the expansion model. Like, what's your guys' goal looking forward?
No, I don't know if that's our interest right now. So part of our focus is having the agents on the team be highly successful. So there's a lot of teams that they grow agents very quickly, and some of the agents do well and some don't, and that's okay. That's a really good model. And matter of fact, Keller Williams really promotes building up that way. It's hard to know who's going to have the grit to succeed.
Yeah.
Our goal is to grow a few more agents, but do it at a pace that we continue to drive success to the agents that we currently
Yeah,
have.
pour into them, really give them the training and the background they need to be successful. And again, culture is super important to us. So having people we, share the same values with and, look at clients the way we look at clients and want to help in that way. So, yeah.
We have some newer agents that joined really this year. And so they've gone through a training regimen and are on the backside of that and are seeing some really strong success. It just takes some time, to kind of get through that. But they all have very strong goals set for next year and very excited. The education and the foundation is there at this point so that they can move fast now.
We're super proud of every single person on our team. They're all amazing.
That's
so
awesome.
we feel really blessed by that.
So what do you think? You guys have been so successful. Why do you think, does that stem from, your parents driving something in your head? Is it like a work ethic? Like why would you say, because, in Dallas, Fort Worth, there's 60,000 licensed real estate agents. I believe it's like 34,000 of them are considered licensed, or that are active. They're
Sure.
selling at least 1 home or more a year. I don't know, that's pretty close, but either way, it's a
Yeah.
crazy
Yeah,
number.
yeah.
And the top couple percent sell the majority of and do the majority of the business. And so you guys are in a rare percentage of real estate agents, and not a lot of people succeed at the level that you guys do. And so, why do you think that is?
I have a passion for it. I think you succeed in the areas where you have passion, and I enjoy helping people. I like the challenges and things that come up in real estate. I like solving problems for clients that maybe aren't quite ready to buy a home, but we want to be able to support them along the way. So we've always had a longer vision of of a life cycle of the people we meet, and so I think maybe that's part of it. You know, I did grow up in a real estate family. My grandfather started a brokerage in the 60s, and my dad bought that brokerage from him in the early 80s. And so I was in and around the business, so I'm sure I absorbed some of that, you know, drive. My dad's constantly in motion. He doesn't sit still very long.
His dad's still, he's in it and he loves it.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's still doing it.
So, I mean, I think it just kind of bred in at some point too, you know, but I think I ask myself the question sometimes is what, you know, what keeps you going, what drives you? And I think it's just, there's constantly new things that you're experiencing in real estate. You're meeting new people, there's new scenarios, there's new home challenges. And so it's varied. And we're all, you know, you don't sit just in an office, you're constantly out and about meeting and connecting. And so I like that variation of just, you know, the style of what real estate represents.
Yes.
Yeah, the element of what is today going to hold.
Yeah, always different.
Fun.
Yeah, you're not in an assembly line doing the same thing.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Would you have anything else you would say on that? I mean, you're a part of that. It takes a lot of effort to be successful.
Lance is very goal-oriented. I think we're both very goal-oriented, but Lance has a true, like, drive. Like, since the day I met him, like, anything he's into, he's, like, all into. And so I think, you know, a lot of times, you know, when I get burnt out, he's still, like, going. He's still, like, pushing through and going. So, and I've learned a lot from Lance and just real estate and what it takes, you know, because everyone looks at it like, oh, it's like HGTV. And
Yes.
it's not like that.
Yes.
And I think a part of, you know, Lance seeing that with his family growing up, he already knew what it takes. Like, it just, oh, that's what you do.
Yeah.
It's what it takes to be successful. And he doesn't look at it as a negative. It's just what it is. And yeah, he loves it. He's passionate.
That's
Yeah,
great.
I think managing your energy is a really big part of real estate. So,
Totally, I would say that too.
you know, it takes a lot of energy to kind of keep pushing through, and there's ups and downs in every day. And so, you know, I try to, you know, keep my workouts going. I try to do things that give me energy. And so, you know, typically being around people and energy, that's why I think the team and the culture is so important. That gives you energy and continues your drive. We want to see the people on the team be successful. So that gives us energy. So really finding those energy sources that continue to sustain you, you know, through each day.
Yeah.
So you guys work out. You guys focus on the diet a bit too. Are you relatively healthy with what goes in?
We
Lance
try.
is very healthy.
We try.
I
you
try.
know, we're on the run a lot, so you know, there's some fast food stops here and there. But, try to prepare as much as we can.
So I remember when we first met. I remember I took notes of like 10 books because I don't remember if you both were, but I know at least you were a huge reader. Do you like to read as well?
Audible.
Audible. You're in the car
Yes.
listening.
Yes.
What would you? Is there a certain book or books that you say like you would say that shifted my mindset in a big way and helped me in a large way? Is there a few that stand out?
Yeah. So The Slight Edge was one of the neatest books I read. Jeff Olson, and he basically outlines those little things that you do each day that lead toward, you know, big goals and big habit, you know, forming things. So I think that The Slight Edge was a great book. You know, of course, Gary Keller's book, not to Keller Williams horn too much, but The Millionaire Real Estate was foundational for me to understand the business and from the business side. And the book Shift was another really big one there. And then right now I'm on Atomic Habits. And so this is James Clear, I believe, is the author, and he's got a phenomenal way to approach how habits can affect your life. And basically, you know, re-engineering your habits can change your legacy that you leave. So he really extrapolates this all the way out. So I'm really excited about that book. You know, told my whole team about it, and you know, telling them to get it so they can see. But really, you know, habits is the essence of your life. And James, you know, says that hey, 30 to 40% of your habits you don't even think about, you just do each day.
Yeah.
And the more you can put on
Subconscious.
autopilot, that is success habits, then the less you have to use energy in those moments to kind of get into that success piece.
100%.
So I think it's fascinating. I like psychology too. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Have you noticed? Because everyone wants to take a bad habit out and start something, you know, a better habit, but there's like this vacuum, you know, type thing that if you don't replace it, have you noticed that in like your own life? Like, okay, I'm gonna stop doing X and start doing, you know what I mean? And it's like
it's really replacing works better. I think in general. He even has you break it down to like a 1 or 2 minute habit. So the simplest form of that habit, and start there and build up. So it's just a foundational book of how you can really take control of your life.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel like your day just goes. You don't really know how to change things and how to improve things. So anyway, that's the current book.
Yeah, no, that's great. So there's a lot of challenges that I'm sure have come up in your guys' life and in your career. Is there some big obstacles that you guys, whether that's through the business or just personally, that you'd be open to share that have, really you felt like have made you stronger or shaped who you guys are?
That's a good question. That's a very good question.
I can let you. We had a year in particular that was really challenging for us, and so I'm not a believer necessarily in Friday the 13th and all the issues around
which is coming right up.
Coming right up,
So.
absolutely. But this was the year of 2013, and so we had a lot of challenges that year. Her father actually had a really bad accident and broke his leg in multiple places and collarbone and was incapacitated for a very long period of time. And a grandmother she was very close with also had passed away that year. And when I was working in the other business as well, and so I had to take over a lot of responsibilities at that time. And then at the end of the year is when we had Presley, and Christie had some really big challenges on the pregnancy side after Presley was born. And so a lot of it, Christie will remember a lot better than me, but it was a blur. But it was very, very difficult time just to manage life.
Yeah.
And so we learned a lot about ourselves at that time. I was like spaced out, just trying to survive, I think.
Survival mode.
Yeah. And so she was extremely hands-on with our first and took care of most of the things with Kennedy. And so I was learning new things as a dad and really how to be hands-on so she could heal. And so I think it helped in some ways understand who we are to the core when we get stressed. And I think it also helped us to realize, what our tendencies are, and what's going to happen in those situations. So we made it through the year, of course, and, life carried on. Christie bounced back amazingly. So it was just
I think it makes you stronger though, like to see, like walk through the fire and like you're gonna be okay. And just having, our faith is a huge thing for us, and just honestly, like the challenges have brought us closer, and so we don't look at things like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be, we look at it always, I think, in an optimistic way. But yeah, I think it just makes you stronger to go through things and challenges. And I know starting a team can be challenging too, but I think the communication and just our relationship together and understanding has helped a lot on that side of just supporting one another and realizing what it takes and the sacrifices you do have to make.
Yeah, I remember the first time I met you guys, I've always came across as very gracious, just grateful, humble people. Is that something, were your parents that way? I mean, because I gotta imagine, it's not always easy to be optimistic, especially when things are tough, but I mean, you guys do a great job of it, seemingly. I don't know, inside your life. You guys are great actors, I don't know, but.
No, I think my family, my parents have always taught us to be thankful. I've always felt thankful for anything in my life. I mean, we're not expected to have anything. I just don't look at things like, oh, I'm supposed to have this or that. So I'm grateful for everything that happens, and I think Lance kind of has the same.
Yeah, I mean, my
attitude.
parents definitely instilled that in me. We're super fortunate in this day and age to have both our parents are still married. They from the same, partners from birth. I mean, we've had the same parents ever since. So we have a lot of consistency in our lives that was created through that. And then we have really great parents. I mean, really, they're really good people on both sides and very supportive of, us and just good people. So I don't have any, nasty mother-in-law stories. She works on my team. She's amazing. So she's the sweetest person you ever meet. So, I think we're just super blessed to have, you don't get to choose that. It just is. So.
No, I love that. What do you guys like to do? So you have 2 daughters. I know real estate's a huge part of your guys' life. You guys like to sing sometimes. What else do you guys like to do when you have time away?
Well, Well,
From real estate.
so this year this has kind of been a dream of ours, but we decided to buy a camper. I did not grow up camping. I did not grow up doing that, but
She
Lance
looks like
did.
a camper, doesn't she?
Yeah, 100%.
I know, totally.
Yeah.
But I was into it. I was like, yeah, I want it. It's so cool. I love nature. I love animals. I love the whole thing. And he's like, okay, we'll get a camper. We have, and we've taken it
That's
out now,
awesome.
I think 4 or 5 times since
Yeah.
September on the weekends, and the girls love it.
Where do you guys go? Like-
locally, we've gone, Broken Bow. We've
We
gone.
were just there last weekend.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
nice.
it's
Yeah.
gorgeous
Amazing.
there.
We
And
went to
Texoma.
Pilot Point, Texoma,
Ray
went to
Hubbard.
Ray Roberts. So we,
His dad has Duckland up in Oklahoma, so we took it there before Thanksgiving, and that was fun.
So you guys stay in the camper then when you're, yeah?
Yeah, and the girls love it because there's
Yeah.
bunk beds in there, and they think it's so cool, and they both love nature too. So it's like a win-win. It's been good to have that like uninterrupted family time
Oh, yeah.
away from, like, we can still get work done. You know, we have our phones and but it's like you're away from
Yes.
the everyday.
Kind of reset a little
Yes.
bit.
yeah,
Yes,
I mean,
it's been really good.
I think like most parents with small, kids, is that they love electronics. I mean, they're on the iPad, and we're always having to control time on that. And it's like the one opportunity we just get away from everything
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the house. And so it's a total reset. The
Yeah.
girls get to play in nature, go fishing, go on
Yeah.
hikes, like. And
Duck
so
hunting.
we just saw it as absolutely. So we just saw it as a way to really kind of create some of that family time and memories together.
Yeah, of course.
And so it's been great so far. We're
Do
just
you guys have long trips like that would you like to go all the way to, I mean, like I'd love to go to Yosemite or
Oh, we totally
Sequoia
wanna
National
do that.
Park or Banff
Totally.
or
she being in Nashville, she loves the Smoky Mountains in that area too, and so we're looking at spring break, going out and doing a little longer trip
Yeah.
there. And the ultimate goal
Yeah.
was that within a couple of years, we'd like to take the girls out of school potentially for a period of time and really go explore parts of the country and give them a really
Yeah.
like a history
The
lesson
history
of the US.
of it, like they're actually seeing.
Yeah, and
That'd be
so
Yeah.
what we were talking about that, and I'm like, what if my family hates camping? I should probably try this on a small level
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
So that's why he was okay
Let's go
with
to
the
Broken Bow
camper.
first.
He's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
let's try it
There's
out.
way we can do it.
That's
So
really cool.
No, it's
that's
been
been the
fun.
recent, and then I'm an avid snow skier, and Christie skis too.
Yeah, we
and,
love
Oh, okay.
So we're going snow skiing in February, and so it'll just be the girls' second time.
Where are you guys going?
We're going to Breckenridge.
Okay.
It's very
Yeah,
family friendly,
family-friendly.
Colorado.
Beautiful
But we,
place.
we've
Yes.
been to Montana,
Big
and
Sky?
Utah. Yeah, Big
Yes,
Sky,
I
great spot.
love
Yep.
Big Sky.
And you know the north
I
pretty
know
well.
the north.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
I've actually never been to
so
Big Sky, but it's a
beautiful.
big.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So anyway, we're gonna take the family and kind of do that trip. So and then we just ping pong and
I love
Yeah.
ping pong.
cornhole and just the other
Yes.
stuff
Yeah,
we throw in the mix.
that's great.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's great. How old are the girls right now?
6 and 8 should
Yeah.
be 9. Yeah.
Kennedy will be 9 in March. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they involved in? Are they athletics? Are they? What do they like to do?
Yeah. So
Gymnastics
Okay.
and soccer, they dance. Both of them are really into art and like arts and crafts and always want to do that kind of stuff.
Sure.
And making the slime and
Well,
all
the
of
artsy
that.
side, I can see. You guys are
They love
artists
it.
yourself, so yeah.
Yeah. So-
Music.
Yeah, they love music.
yeah.
Yeah.
Our oldest is just get to the age where she can, I think, play piano. So
Yeah.
we're gonna get her started in that. We're just trying to find things to try to help them be well-rounded. I think my
Yeah.
parents
Yeah.
did a really good job of helping me, with just different things, and so we really want to try to just present opportunities to them.
Yeah, so they can find what they love and
Yeah.
pursue it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I was thinking a great marketing plug for you. So you guys, your team name is the Taylor team,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which makes total sense, right? So do you guys know who like Wiz Khalifa is?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So the rapper,
Yeah.
he was the Taylor gang.
Ah,
Because they all wore Chuck Taylors, the
Oh,
shoes.
I didn't
So
know
maybe you
that.
guys,
Oh.
everyone on the team, starts
Chuck
wearing
Taylor.
Chuck
Throw a
Taylors.
Taylor
Chuck
guitar on your
Taylors.
back.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So just a thought. I mean, you guys
I
can fully
like
take
that.
credit for it if you want. I'm cool with
Well, we
that.
found out her maiden name's Dunn. We found out that there's golf carts made by Taylor Dunn.
Yeah, we did.
So we
see
thought we
that
need to
one
pick up
time.
one of those too. But
Yeah, there you go. There's Dunn Brothers Coffee.
Yeah.
and-
There you go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
A lot of different plugs you guys
Plenty.
can do.
Yeah, with a name like Taylor and Dunn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Is there anything else, before we gotta wrap up here? Is there anything else that you guys would love to share? Would love to, talk about who you are, maybe that we haven't touched on yet that you'd like to share with the real estate community, with your guys' sphere? Anything that we haven't touched on?
Wow, really putting us on the spot here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think, our goal moving forward is just to create a bigger life for everyone we know. Like we try to lead with value. And so the people on our team, of course, is a focus. But even the people we meet, our goal is to be matchmakers and really connectors of things that can provide value in the community.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes on the real estate side, we get a little short-sighted and you're just looking for the opportunity that serves you first. And so my goal kind of leading into the future is really provide business to business relationships that we can provide value to others in a consistent way. A lot of times it happens over lunch, just really getting to know people and figuring out holes that you can fill in their life by either introducing to a relationship or providing something to them. So I think that's kind of our mission as we're looking forward in the next year or so, at least the lens we're looking through.
I love that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Any chance we can get you to sing before we
Oh my
wrap,
gosh,
before we wrap this up? Come on now. I was gonna put that on the spot. No, ain't gonna happen. All right, we'll find a video. We'll
Someday.
find a video of you.
There you
and
go.
Yes,
We'll
yes.
plug it in. Well, I
Very
really
good.
appreciate you guys coming on and joining us for this RPTV talk.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
thank you for having us. It's
Absolutely.
been awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Jordan, we also want to appreciate, just thank you for what you created with Real Producers. Honestly, I've never seen anyone ever come into an area who doesn't know anyone and build relationships as quickly as you do.
Yeah, it's
and connect
incredible.
and make friends and bring a community together, not necessarily looking to just be together all the time.
Yeah. It's really
So, I mean, I know you've heard this a few times, but it's truly incredible.
Well,
So.
that means a
Yeah.
lot to me. I appreciate that. It's I've met a lot of great people. There's a lot of great people in this community, and I'm just grateful to people like you guys who I've met that have really helped. It was a team effort for sure. So I appreciate you guys very much.
It looks like you're living a full life
Yes.
together, which is really
Yes.
cool. to
We're
watch.
doing all right. She
Yeah.
wants a dog. That's the one thing that's out of the life. So
Yeah.
once there's a dog, I think it'll be completely full.
Oh, here we go.
So. All right. Well, thank you guys so much, and thank you
Thanks,
for
Jordan.
joining us on this episode of RPTV. We will see you next time.